Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith was scheduled today for a preliminary examination. There's 10 counts here. An habitual offender, fourth offense is included in that 10 count. Various weapons, and I think delivery, manufacturing of drugs encompasses the litany of charges. He wants to unconditionally waive his examination.
I'd like to waive our exam, please.
The people would unconditionally waive as well.
That's what you want to do, sir?
Yes, I have something to say though as well.
Can you say that again?
I have something I have to say as well.
Yes.
I've been trying to get in touch with Mr. Freeman, but it's the last treatment there. And today, the first day I actually was able to talk to him. I've been down to his office.
You mean since March?
Yes, I've been down to his office multiple times. They were telling me that he was sick, and ill, which I understand. But Your Honor, I feel like I've been out here fighting on my own. You see what I'm saying? I came in here in the blind. I don't really know what's going on. So he handed me a paper telling me to sign it. I just signed it, but I really don't know what's going on. He hasn't did my guidelines or anything. So I'm really in the blind.
You mean this paper? This is what you signed?
Yes,
Okay. Had you had a conversation before you did that?
yes,
The conversation, you agreed to waive your exam?
yes, I agree to waive it.
Okay, you understand that once you waive your exam, you can't decide later that you've had ineffective assistance of counsel, you want to come back and have your exam. So if your concern is that you have not been properly counseled, then you shouldn't be waiving your exam. You should be focusing on getting counsel. And I agree. I recognize Mr. Freeman has had some issues with his personal life, but that doesn't mean that your rights should be abridged and that you should not get adequate counsel. I'm not going to be represented on life offenses with someone who doesn't communicate with me.
That's all I'm
And if you're not there, then your office should send someone in your stead.
asking. Thank you. That's all I'm asking.
I agree. Mr. Freeman?
And the court, in its wisdom, would have us do what after today?
Well, it's up to you. He said he hasn't spoken to you since March 6th, March 20th, actually. It's May. He's facing life.
I took some time off.
I recognize that, but his case didn't go off because you took time off. So what are your clients supposed to do? Are they supposed to just hang in limbo? Are they supposed to feel confident that they're being adequately represented if they're trying to get in touch with their attorney during this time and they don't know what's going on and they don't get an opportunity to meaningfully meet with you and go over evidence prior to this? Did you go over evidence?
No, no guidelines, anything.
How is he waiving anything? How is he properly being advised?
I indicated to my client that his end result that he's seeking is not going to be obtained in a courtroom. We have a proper time and day set up right now. It's for May 7th with the investigating officer and with the assistant prosecutor, Mr. Berman. It's all set up.
And that's just for me to find out how much time I don't know what I'm looking at all.
Sounds like you need more time to counsel with your,
I'm sorry.
it sounds like you need more time to counsel your client.
People would have no objection with an adjournment, Your Honor, if that's what we need to do.
I am going to adjourn it. He needs to meet with his client and not out in the hallway. He's facing life.
May 15th at 9.
May 15th at 9.
Set for another exam date or a probable cause conference?
I'll set up for another probable cause conference.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Doesn't sound like, it sounds like he could have the meeting and still be waiving, but he should still first have an opportunity to be properly counseled before getting to this point. So I noted your concerns on the record. This matter will be reset for a PCC on May 15th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll get you a notice to appear. You're all set. Here. Okay, on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Damon Edward Gullich, 25-01158, appearance please.
George, and the of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Dwayne Silverthorne from the Office of Public Defender on behalf of Damon Edward Gullich, who is standing to my right at council table.
Okay, Mr. Gullich had a examination scheduled today for assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation, and there is a domestic violence third offense notice. Also a habitual offender fourth offense notice. Are we running an exam today?
No, Your Honor, upon negotiations, the parties have agreed to unconditionally waive this case to the district court as charged in the complaint with further negotiations.
That is correct, Your Honor. The prosecution had earlier indicated the intent to run victimless, and I had discussed that scenario with Mr. Gullich, and he has decided to waive his preliminary examination.
Okay, Mr. Gullich, you understand your right to have a preliminary examination in the district court on the felonies. You understand that you have the right to require that the prosecutor first establish sufficient probable cause that the felonies were committed, and this sufficient probable cause to charge you as the person who committed the felonies. You want to unconditionally waive your exam? Anyone threatening you to do that? Any promises if you waive your exam?
No.
And you understand that once you waive it, the matter will be sent to the circuit court for further prosecution. You can't get there, decide you don't like your offer or that you don't get an offer at all, and then decide you want your exam. You understand that? Signed over date is May 5th. I'm sorry, May 14th. The state circuit court gets the call from the district court. Not a date that you will appear in the circuit court, okay? The next court date will be a pretrial that will be set after that May 14th date. Do you have any questions at this time?
No.
Ron was set at 10,000 cash surety. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. Gullich had asked me to address that. I understand that this is a relatively modest bond. However, he's without the funds to pay it. He is starting an online school at the American Intercontinental University on May 16th, if he can. He currently oversees an unregistered nonprofit known as Revival Ministries, and he wants to try to get also work for employment. He has a release address of 909 East Jolly Road, that's Michigan, Illinois. And if the court believes that the nature of the charge requires a felony, he would agree with that, although he is indigent. Thank you, Your Honor.
The prosecution going to respond.
In about 10 seconds. Your
No
Honor.
problem.
And I currently object due to the extremely long history of defendant, starting with 2008, criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, which is some more priors. Domestic violence in 1997, and the page goes on for about 18 pages. I have a concern for public safety at this time, so an habitual fourth. He's a habitual fourth. I mean, I'll defer to the court, but I don't think it's a good idea. I don't believe it's a good idea.
What is this unregistered nonprofit? What is it called?
Revival Ministries.
Revival Ministries?
Yeah.
What is the purpose
Purpose of distribution, religious material.
of what?
pamphlets,
Got
Bibles, books, Bibles, religious material.
How long have you been operating this?
It's been in the works for a few years, but kind of like focus on it now.
You said what?
It's been in the works for a few years. It's something I'm really came up close to now.
Okay, so you haven't been actively dealing with this. So you're distributing information to where?
Just a different organizations around.
And where's this information that you're, like, you have like a stockpile of information that you're distributing? I'm not following.
It's through our church.
Through your church? What church?
Send me things.
You are Seventh-day Adventist? Okay, so the church is the one distributing information.
Yeah, I just have my own personal ministry.
Okay, you have your own personal ministry through that, but you're not yielding income through that, correct?
Not at the moment.
Okay, because that's not any information that you shared at the time of your pretrial report. I have the same concern. You also reported that you were unhoused, and that's consistent with the address that you gave. I don't believe you're running a nonprofit. How are you running a nonprofit and you don't even have a roof over your head?
I never said I was home.
Excuse me?
In my arraignment, I gave the same address in my arraignment.
I have a pre-sentence report from the date you in custody. It says homeless. They asked you your former address. You said you don't remember.
Pre-sentence.
Yeah, you met with pretrial services the day of your arraignment. So you were self-employed doing cleaning part-time.
Yeah, I'm doing, that's what I got on here. Contract. I never said I was employed. I mean, homeless.
Okay, what's your address?
909 East Jolly.
Okay, right, you're facing life if convicted is the maximum penalty. I have a copy of the pre-trial report as well as the bond recommendation. Again, nothing in the bond recommendation mentions anything about ministry. Not saying that you are not somehow or couldn't possibly be connected to ministry, but I can say one thing, your criminal history is not reflective of that. And I have not as extensive report as the prosecutor because I don't have your full CCH in front of me, but I do have here convictions from 2023, 2022 charges and conviction, 2022 charges and conviction, 2020, 2017, 2015, 14, 14, 14, 2000, 2000, 1997, 1994. Bond is relatively modest in consideration to the allegations and the threat to public safety. I believe there's a threat to public safety. So the bond recommendation or bond motion is denied. It will continue at 10,000 cash surety. I don't know why a GPS cover was not added. Let's see. I will add GPS cover. With victim notification if possible. Any additional matters for the record?
If the defendant is updating his address to Jolly Road, it looks like an apartment building, at least.
Apartment 4, is that what you? Okay, that's what I thought. Any additional matters?
Oh, yeah.
But based on what the department and record was for the purposes of the other, we found him. Could go ahead and indicate that he is indigent.
I don't know anything about his finances, so I can't indicate that he's indigent. I don't know. He might have a nonprofit with a lot of money, for all I know. I don't know. They gotta make a determination as to his indigency. I don't know that. Any additional matters? You're all set.
Nothing. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good day, Your Honor.
Same to you.